creating.
I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, just tell me.
Alright, you guys, so I want to speak to you guys about where my mind has been for the past 2 weeks, or essentially the beginning of 2024. Well, for the first week I caught a flu and I just had a crazy fever, and then when I recovered I caught a cold. And I've been coughing and a runny nose. My voice is all messed up. You guys can probably hear it by now. But I got my cats with me, alhamdulillah, so I'm chilling. And that's the bad news. The good news is I have never been more clear-headed, weirdly enough, even though I'm sick. I haven't stopped working out, and I actually started running. I never thought that I would be the type of person to run. Me and my friends used to actually we used to make so much fun of people that used to run, but running is high-key goated. Right now, my running schedule is about 3 miles. I wanted to do 5 miles a week, but we capped it at 3 miles a week because I still lift 5 days a week. I don't do mile. Some days I do a mile and a half and then half a mile, or I break it up either or. You know, as long as I'm getting 3 miles throughout the week, I don't look at it as a daily thing. I look at it as a weekly thing. You guys know, if you've been following me for some time, and those of you that haven't, I have a clothing brand called Sacred Clothing. And in the past, I released a couple of collections that a lot of you guys know that I wasn't that proud of. I mean, I was working with designers and I was working with people that I wanted to outsource and, you know, take the load off of my shoulders. But in return, I just produced things that I was not happy with. You know, it wasn't authentic to me. And I felt like I was cheating you guys and I was letting you guys down with the pricing, with the shipping, with the fulfillment, with the entire process, right? So I shut down the whole brand and I told myself, I'm not going to pursue this unless I can do this 100% and I can really give it justice towards my creativity and towards my own spin and artistic touch towards it, right? So although that's a thing of the past, I do have some news for the future. When starting the brand, I always wanted it to be authentic to me. I wanted it to be a living and breathing version of just who I am and what I am essentially. I don't want it to be this random thing that I'm creating. I want it to be something that's reflective on me as well as you guys, because I share a lot of my personal life here, and essentially this is a lifestyle channel and a lot of my content revolves around my lifestyle. So all of you guys that follow the journey can relate to the things that I do, the things that I say, the way that I live, the way that I act, and I want the brand to be that. I want it to be what we stand for, you know? So although I wanted Sacred Clothing to be a luxury, which it is going to be, it's a luxury brand. It's going to be knitted sweaters and trousers and work jackets and puffers and all of that nature. But that's the artistic, creative fashion side of me that a lot of you guys resemble with as well. But there's also the other side of me that's fitness related and I'm very health oriented, and I'm very disciplined and very productive. I'm obsessed about all those things as well, right? So for me, there was this weird split that was happening. I wasn't able to really blend things together perfectly well until this year, where I had the idea to essentially come out with a different line or a different collection of its own. So Sacred Clothing is going to stay a luxury fashion brand, but I wanted to create a place where our community can thrive, where culture can be brought, where we can have community events, in-person meetings, halaqas, just random different things that can really bring our hearts together and really solidify our vision, our slogan of pursuing excellence, right? Sticking what is true to our deen, to our values, to our morals, to our certain way of life. It's not for everyone, it's just for the people that can resonate with that vision. And that is what the Haq Society, the Club Haq, is going to be. So I have already started sharing these types of thoughts and sharing these type of things on my YouTube a little bit, and mainly on my Instagram. But this is essentially what's been taking up my time for the past 2 weeks. I've just been researching manufacturers and just brainstorming different ideas for us and ways of new content styles that I want to incorporate. And for me, it truly does give me a purpose, and it does give me something to look forward to. You know that quote that people always say, oh, you should wake up in the morning and be excited to get out of bed. Like, find something in your life to wake up in the morning and get out of bed. So for me, that is my haq. Now for each and every single one of you guys, it might be different, right? But we all collectively resonate with the same things. We all understand discipline. We all understand the pursuit of excellence. We all understand our deen. And I think that's truly what unites us under one community, and that's what truly unites us under this brand. This is exciting. It's very, very exciting for me. I don't want to come out with your normal hoodies. I don't want to come out with a Gildan hoodie. I don't want it to be merchandise. I don't want it to be Yusuf Truth merchandise. No, I want to make some super clean, amazing quality. I want to make some dope stuff for our community and for the people out there that resonate with us. That's who we are, and that's who we're going to stay with. That is the mission statement. I want to make some amazing clothing for the people who are out there pursuing amazing things. So whether you're in the medical field, or whether you're studying to be an engineer, or whether you're an artist as well, it doesn't matter, because we all don't tolerate mediocrity in our life. Every time that I feel tired, or I feel like, okay, is this worth it, or what, should I just hire someone else to do that like I did in the past? I always get back to, no, only I can do it as good as I'm going to do it, you know? And that can go for all of you guys as well. Pursue excellence, seek what is true to you, stay true to your values and to our deen, and just pursue excellence. Pursue excellence, pursue excellence, pursue excellence. Get 1% better. And that's how.
Yeah, so I'm saying, if you want the edges to look more like an H, then you pick this last one.
Yeah, the H here on V3 is a bit more prominent. So it's 2024, and I want to make sure I get the most out of this year. So there has been this concept of Japanese living, or I guess you can say Japanese concepts floating around the internet, called Ikigai and Kaizen, and I have finally decided to pick up a book on it. I think the concept got popularized. It's not necessarily popular in Japan, but there is a village in Japan, I think high up in the mountains, where the concept of Ikigai is, they lean onto that concept, saying that because they each have found their Ikigai, they're allowed to live a lot longer. I don't necessarily know how true that is. Obviously, we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that controls everyone's lives, but essentially, Ikigai and Kaizen is the Japanese strategy to achieve personal happiness and professional success. How to set goals, stop procrastinating, be more productive, build good habits, focus, and thrive. And this book is written specifically by Anthony Raymond. But in the book, the author talks about 4 Japanese concepts: Ikigai, Hensei, I think that's how you say it, Limchi, and Kaizen. Now, Ikigai, from what I can understand from only reading like the first 20 pages of this book, is Ikigai is a mixture, a perfect blend between what you love, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, and what you're good at as well. So there's a lot of things in life that you could be passionate about, but you're not necessarily the best at, or you're not good at it. And there's other things that you're really good at, but you're not necessarily passionate about it. Like, I'm really good at folding clothes, but I'm not necessarily the most interested in doing it. So Ikigai, which is a mixture of all these 4 things, is what is mentioned inside of this book. And now going back to the 4 concepts of this book, Limchi, which is number 2, that's identifying your 1,000 little cuts. So the author talks about how you don't really have a downfall in life from one big mistake. It's usually 1,000 little mistakes that lead to your downfall, right? So Limchi is identifying what your 1,000 little mistakes are in order for you to rid yourself from self-sabotage. And then moving on to Hensei, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is accountability backed with clarity, right? So it's taking accountability of yourself, of your actions, of your behavior, of the decisions that you make, and then just being extremely mentally clear and having a good understanding of why you did all of that. And the last but not least is Kaizen, which is one of my favorites, and that's 1% better. It's baby steps that compound into you achieving your goals and achieving success, whatever that may look like for you. From reading the first chapter of this book, I have already got a pretty clear understanding of what my Ikigai is, which is weird because you believe that it's very easy to find your true calling in life, right? But although I'm Muslim and I understand that my purpose is to worship Allah, of course, yes, that's there, right? But what is your calling on this earth outside of that? Does not give a shit. Good morning, you guys. So it's bright and early. I got a workout in with my wife, alhamdulillah. We did more of like a CrossFit type of training in the morning because I just wanted to get the blood flow up, and I wasn't looking for like a heavy bodybuilding day. Usually that's what I do with my training partner Daniel whenever we train at Alphaland. But today is a weekend, so I wanted to start the day early, get a little sweat in. That's what we did. Right now I'm headed to my friend Rhythm's fiance's house because I gotta pick up a printer. Because with the clothing line and everything, I'm learning now is that I have to print the designs on paper first, so I know how big I want the logos to be, how big I want the designs to be. So I'm excited because this is like my first ever it's like my first ever adventure for the clothing line and whatnot. So but I just want to touch up a little bit on this workout that I did in the morning. I did not want to do it. And today's actually my first day for 75 hard, but there's been this tagline in my head for the past couple of months, which is the pursuit of excellence, right? So everything that we do, that's what me and my wife have been chasing. That's what me and my friends have been chasing for the past 2 years, is the pursuit of excellence. So whatever we do, it doesn't matter where you are in life, no matter what your pursuit is, excellence is always going to be a factor of whatever you're choosing to be. So I've said it once and I'll say it a million times, whether you're becoming a doctor, lawyer, engineer, scientist, artist, you want to pursue excellence. This morning on my Instagram story, I wrote, body of an athlete, mind of an artist, spirit of a rebel, and the soul of a Muslim. Pursuing excellence in all aspects of life. And I think that is like the brand ethos, that is like what we need to be thinking about all the time. Is in all aspects and all domains of my life, I need to be pursuing excellence. And if you can implement that, getting 1% better every day towards that, you're on the right track right there.